Straight ahead on CCX News, the need for foster families. It's just one factor putting pressure on the foster care system. We'll take a closer look. Plus, the very first high school in the Osseo School District that has seen plenty of changes, and it's the focus of today's school spotlight. And later,
you gotta prove to me that we're the #1 team. So practice today gotta be intense.
a story of passion and perseverance, how some volunteer coaches get the most out of a group of 8-year-olds. CCX News starts right now. Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us. The number of children needing foster care is going up.
As a result, the system caring for those children has come under significant pressure. And as Shannon Slatton explains, the solution is more complex than just recruiting more foster families.
We have seen just dramatic increases in maltreatment reports coming in on children, and this is a statewide issue.
Hennepin County's Jennifer DeCubellis says you only have to look at the numbers to see clearly that the number of kids in foster care has gone up. Since 2009, it's been a 99% increase.
We absolutely need more foster families. We've been pretty successful in Hennepin County in recruiting, but there are some pockets where we still need foster families. For sibling groups, as one example.
We came into foster care.
Hennepin County posted these YouTube videos last year to showcase what it's like to be a foster parent. These families talk about how rewarding and sometimes tough that can be. But the journey to even become a foster parent is so time-consuming that it often dissuades families from completing the process.
It's taking over 6 months in many instances to get a family through the licensing process, and sometimes it's more extreme than that.
So DeCubellis says more attention needs to be paid to streamlining the process and making it more effective.
In child protection, how do we have an expedited process to bring more of these families into fostering some of our youth, but do it in a faster means, because we know how important it is to get stable housing for these children.
DeCubellis says the system is not keeping up with demand, and the solution is complex.
How do we spend more of our caseworker time in front of families, in front of kids, getting them into permanent placement and safe homes? And a lot of that is getting some of the rules and regulations out of our way so that we can do the right things for kids.
Every community in our area has a need for more foster families so they can keep the foster children in their home school. And as DeCubellis mentioned, there is a need for foster parents for sibling groups, as well as children who are considered medically complex with increased physical or mental needs. And Mike and Alex, as you can imagine, we just scratched the surface on this topic, so we've got a lot more on our website.
All right.
Thanks, Shannon. Drivers making their way through Brooklyn Park this weekend will want to avoid County Road 81. Starting on Friday, crews will put down the final layer of pavement. Hennepin County officials say the job will take about 4 days. And while County Road 81 will remain open, the county is asking drivers to avoid the area so that crews can do their work.
As soon as everything gets done with all of that, then it should be fully open and full traffic through that area, with the occasional closures for some work to be done through that area. But for the most part, that should be a completed project for people to drive through.
The affected area on 81 is between 63rd and 73rd Avenues.
As Robbinsdale police refine a policy for using body cameras, a key aspect is when to actually turn them on. That tops our look today inside City Hall. At a council meeting this week, police said the draft policy calls for the camera to be on when answering all calls for service. But officers would have some discretion, such as in a medical setting. One council member suggested conducting an internal audit on how the cameras are used after they go live sometime next year. And 2 new officers are officially members of the Robbinsdale Police Department. Tony Heifert and Aaron Burns were chosen out of 123 candidates. Burns was previously a community service officer. Heifert grew up in Robbinsdale and worked in banking before turning to law enforcement. They replace officers who left, but the city also approved 1 additional officer this year, bringing the force to 25.
Plans to improve Coon Rapids Dam Regional Park in Brooklyn Park will be front and center this fall. Three Rivers Park District will reveal its updated master plan to the Brooklyn Park City Council in November. One new item for consideration is a new building on the park site that would serve as a visitor center and include classrooms and a deck overlooking the Mississippi River.
There's more than 150 manufacturing companies located in Brooklyn Park, and they provide the city with almost 4,000 jobs. At the annual Business Forward Forum Thursday, Brooklyn Park officially launched a 2-year marketing campaign called Built in Brooklyn Park. Through a new website and YouTube videos, the city is celebrating the companies that make products in Brooklyn Park and letting residents know what's inside these big box companies. One good example of a local manufacturing company is Diversified Plastics, which has parts on NASA's Juno probe circling Jupiter.
We want to make sure that businesses that are in precision manufacturing, medical device industries, and other manufacturing industries to know that we're open for business in Brooklyn Park. And then we want to also highlight this for the community to show what's inside, demystify what's inside these boxes that are all over the community.
And you can learn more about the city's manufacturing industry and specific companies at brooklynpark.org/makeithere. Still ahead, the oldest high school in the Osseo School District. We head to Osseo High School next in School Spotlight.
Plus, Brooklyn Center's football team is off to a very good start this fall. We will hear from the Centaurs.
But first, more rain headed our way. Showers likely Friday afternoon and especially Friday evening.
Our school spotlight today takes us to Osseo High School, where the goal is to elevate learning and encourage critical thinking.
Now, students come from diverse backgrounds, and the goal is to keep learning relevant for each one.
Would he defend you? Yeah, right? So you would want someone like that.
A peek inside this room shows teachers sitting with students studying crime and punishment issues for social studies, but it's no traditional class.
So it's blended learning, really meaning student-centered, where the students kind of guide, this is what I want to learn, this is how I want to get there, and the teacher acts more as a mentor, as a coach.
It allows students freedom to choose the direction they go, as long as they meet the learning objectives set down by the district and the state.
Learning doesn't need to be as traditional as what it was.
For Principal Michael Lehan, the job is to provide pathways to success for students from different backgrounds and abilities. The school's first graduation class was in 1925, making it the oldest high school in the district. But for the more than 2,200 students here now, it's not their great-grandparents' school.
We want students to be able to ask the critical questions that they need to explore learning for themselves on their own.
And that's the focus of this AVID class, a national college prep program in its second year at Osseo High School.
Oh, beware the wolf, because wolves always want to eat pigs.
You think you know the story of the three little pigs until you hear questions like, what happens to the wolf when he can't blow down the last house? It's a lesson in critical thinking.
So in education, we want our students asking questions that are more than who, what, where, when, why, and kind of digging deeper into their information base and having them create questions that normal people wouldn't be asking them in an educational setting.
It's another way to get students ready for college.
These are students that have the capacity to go to college, that they're exceptional students, and so forth. However, we want them to level up.
Osseo's auto repair program will go to a whole new level next year as students are able to earn a new, higher level of certification.
A car is really a rolling computer nowadays. It's a lot of cars have 25, 30 computers inside of them that all have to speak with each other.
Students here are ready to speak that language too.
It's important because it teaches you about life skills. I mean, every day in here, it's hands-on. We're learning how to problem solve.
Even now, those passing the 2-year automotive program can find jobs in maintenance and light repair. The new program will put them ahead in college, and Andy Kavanaugh pushes the idea of using car repair skills to help pay for college.
Instead of going out and making $11 an hour flipping burgers, they're making $17, $18 an hour working on cars.
The aim at Osseo High School is to keep school relevant for a diverse group of learners.
You're not just a number, you're not just money from the state. Nope, you're a human being in which I feel that is my moral imperative to make sure that we're meeting the needs of our students.
And by the way, this is Michael Lehan's 3rd year as principal at Osseo High School. Well, still ahead, how some volunteer coaches are getting the most out of a group of 8-year-olds on the football field. It's a story you won't want to miss.
But first, the girls' tennis playoffs heat up as Park Center faces Armstrong. John Jacobson has the highlights coming up next in sports.
I'm John Jacobson with sports. The Section Girls Tennis playoffs are underway. Some first-round matches were played Tuesday, with many teams starting play Wednesday, including Armstrong hosting Park Center in Section 5 AA action. Number 1 singles, Nicole Snezhko for Armstrong. Mina Vang for Park Center. Snezhko gets the forehand winner to take the first game of the match. A good rally here between the two ends, with another Snezhko cross-court winner from the baseline, and she takes the match in straight sets. 2 singles. Mallory Leeton serves for Armstrong. Park Center's Hawa Decora with a nice return for a point. Decora serving, and then it's Leeton with a good backhand return for a point. She also wins in straight sets for the Falcons. 3 singles. Caitlin Moe for Armstrong. Treasure Egbonkise for Park Center. Moe with the winner here. Egbonkise will serve, and then she'll stroke a nice cross-court forehand winner for a Pirates point. But Moe wins in straight sets. The Falcons sweep the singles. 1 doubles. Adi Brushaber serves for Armstrong. Samantha Tao with a backhand return winner for Park Center. Sarah Applin smash return by Carissa Yang, but Brushaber puts it away for a Falcons point. Falcons are playing at 3rd seeded Maple Grove today after beating Park Center 7-0. Wayzata and Champlin Park also have matches today, Thursday, in Section 5 AA. This is week 6 of the high school football season. As Jay Wilcox reports, Brooklyn Center is taking a big step forward this fall.
They saw the potential in the preseason, and the Centaurs have delivered on that promise. They're enjoying more success than they have in years with a 4-1 start.
I love 4-1. It's a long time since we've been 4-1. We're having a pretty good season. We just got to keep it going the second half.
We've started to execute a little bit better game by game. The kids are starting to get a little bit more acclimated to how the coaching staff works, and the commitment factor is increased a lot more. So they kind of see the fruits of their labor. We kind of preach that whole program, unity and things of that nature. So all together, we've been pretty good.
While they've performed well overall, BC stumbled in a lopsided loss to Spectrum. It wasn't fun at the time, but it can be a learning experience.
It was real embarrassing, so like we came to practice that week. We knew how to get back on our stuff because we knew there's a chance we're going to see them again in the section, so that's what we're looking forward to. Yeah, I think the one loss, it helped us. It like put us in perspective, let us know that we're not like a great team yet. We still have more work to be done.
For the most part, it was kind of a gut check, and a lot of kids responded. They didn't like losing at home, especially an opener like that. But to bounce back against Concordia, who's a very solid program, was a good thing, and it brought back our confidence level and showed these guys that they can play some football.
This Saturday, the Centaurs face a huge challenge as they take on Minneapolis North, the state Class A champ last season.
Past 2 years, we've been losing bad to them, but this series is a whole different feeling. We know we're going to come out and have a dogfight with them this Saturday at 12.
Win or lose, it's another chance to get better for Brooklyn Center. Jay Wilcox, CCX Sports.
Brooklyn Center and North play at noon Saturday at North. We'll have BC's homecoming game against St. Paul Humboldt live on CCX next Friday, October 13th. It will certainly feel fall-like this Friday and Saturday when prep football teams take the field for their games. Here's a look at the schedule for the local teams. Champlin Park hosts Roseville for homecoming, a game you can watch live here Friday night at 7 on CCX. Osseo plays at Totino Grace on homecoming night for the Eagles. In other games, Park Center is on the road at De La Salle. Homecoming for Armstrong. The Falcons play host to Bloomington Jefferson. Maple Grove and Wayzata both have long road trips. The Crimson at Lakeville North, Wayzata at Eastview. Hopkins hosts St. Thomas Academy for homecoming, and unbeaten Benilde celebrates homecoming as well, taking on Holy Angels. In 9-man play, West Lutheran faces Mankato Loyola at Brooklyn Center High School. There are 4 Saturday games this week. As Jay mentioned, Brooklyn Center at North at noon. 5-0 Cooper plays at Richfield at 1 o'clock. Also Saturday at 1, Providence Academy is at St. Paul Johnson, and Breck against Como Park at Griffin Stadium in St. Paul. Mike and Alex coming up Friday at 4 in CCX News. More from section tennis and highlights from the final week of the regular season in soccer. Back to you.
Wow, just a little going on. All right, Thank you, John. Up next, a young football team that plays with heart and passion.
And when we say young, we are talking 8 years old young. How the coaches do it when we come back.
A Well, finally, a local youth football team made up of 8-year-olds is enjoying quite a ride this season.
The Brooklyn Park Pirates are undefeated, and as Eric Nelson reports, they are benefiting from former high school players turned volunteer coaches.
Let's go, family on three. 1, 2, 3, family.
The Brooklyn Park Pirates are on a roll.
Get in there, get in there, get in there. Hey, let's go hard.
And their success can be traced to extensive preparation.
We're going to catch this other team off guard. Let's go. Okay?
Head coach Adam Waudette orchestrates practice.
Let's go, man. We slow out here today, man.
But has plenty of help from volunteer assistants Patrick Cola and Lawrence Ogunti.
It's all about energy, you know. You bring in energy, the other team just don't know what to do, you know. It's just like, man, where are they coming from? It's like they're all surprised.
You gotta prove to me that we're the #1 team. So practice today gotta be intense.
Cola and Ogunti are former Park Center players who stress detail, discipline, and fundamentals.
Oh man, it's so much fun. I feel like I'm playing.
Good. A typical Pirate practice begins in the autumn daylight.
Let's go.
As players go through countless drills and reps.
We don't know how great they're gonna be because they're already great now, you know what I mean? Hit it hard.
They eventually finish up on a moonlit Minnesota night as the volunteers continue to coach up the players.
1, 2, 3, shut out!
When game time arrives, the Pirates are ready, and they are on a mission.
Score every play. You could do it. Why not? You can score every play. These kids cannot stop you. The sooner you get it, the better. So that's what we just try to teach them.
It's all about winning and getting better while winning. So that's why we know we stress discipline.
The Pirates are fast and focused.
Yes, sir.
The coaches have fostered a family-like unit where players are quick to praise teammates.
Because my friend Preston did a good block, I was able to score a touchdown.
Okay. All right, load them up!
The coaches' youthful energy has also rubbed off on Pirate parents.
Let me see that green machine! There you go!
Yes, these volunteers are giving back.
We feel blessed, we feel grateful. They do a great job. They encourage the guys individually, they encourage the guys collectively, and they're constructive.
All right, gentlemen, let's go!
Teaching kids how to be successful on and off the football field.
I would say thanks for everything.
In Brooklyn Park, I'm Eric Nelson, CCX News.
And the Pirates put their perfect record on the line tonight, Thursday evening, against Champlin. And good luck to those Pirates.
Good luck, Pirates. You got to love the volunteers.
Absolutely. Way to
and
go.
the parents.
That's right. That does it for us. Thanks so much for joining us.
And we'll see you back here again tomorrow, starting at 4.